In this video, I've put some practice questions on auto and shop information for you to prepare for the ASVAB test. What is undercoating? A. A type of primer used to make a surface shiny. B. A process used to remove dings and dents. C. A technique used to create a smooth surface. Or D. A spray used to prevent rust. The answer here is letter D. Undercoating is a rust inhibitor spray that is useful on older vehicles or metal surfaces. Why might you be hesitant to offer a jump start to another vehicle? A. The battery terminals are not corroded. B. The battery terminals are corroded. C. One of the vehicles makes a clicking sound when attempting to start. Or D. The vehicle is really dirty. The answer here is letter B. You should never jump start a corroded, cracked, leaking, or damaged battery. In the worst case scenario, the battery could explode. What would you check on a vehicle if it were constantly overheating? A. The thermostat. B. The radiator fluid. C. The cooling system for leaks. Or D. All of the above. The answer here is letter D. While hot weather can also contribute to the overheating of a vehicle, you'd first want to check the coolant level in the radiator, then any leaks in the system, followed by the thermostat. Internal combustion engines are used in cars, trucks, construction equipment, and many other devices. What are they fueled by? A. Gasoline. B. Diesel fuel. C. Natural gas. D. All of the above. The answer here is letter D. Internal combustion engines can be fueled by gasoline, diesel fuel, natural gas, and other combustible fossil fuels. When would you consider changing your engine's push rods? A. When they are excessively corroded. B. When your car will not operate. C. When they become bent. D. All of the above. The answer here is all of the above. The purpose of push rods is to actuate rocker arms above the cylinder head in order to actuate the valves. What is the most likely to occur if a spark plug's gap is too wide? A. It could damage the motor. B. It could misfire. C. The car could swerve. D. A fire could start in the engine. The answer here is letter B. A spark plug that has too wide of a gap may not fire at all, or it may misfire at high speeds. Where does coolant pass through in order to cool an internal combustion engine? A. Radiator. B. Engine block. C. Exhaust valve. Or D. Intake valve. The answer here is letter B. In order for coolant to lower the temperature in an engine, it must absorb heat by passing through the engine block, where it absorbs the heat and then return to the radiator to cool down again. What lowers the freezing point of water-based liquid? A. ice, B. vinegar, C. antifreeze, or D. plasma? The answer here is letter C. Antifreeze is a chemical additive that lowers the freezing point of a water-based liquid. Where does the oil flow in an engine after it leaves the oil pump? A. crankshaft, B. intake valve, C. push rod, or D. piston? The answer here is letter A. The oil pump circulates oil to the crankshaft and then to the connecting rods, lubricating the parts to reduce heat and friction. What engine part opens to release exploded gases as the connecting rod moves the piston back up? Letter A. flywheel, B. crankshaft, C. exhaust valve, or D. push rod? The answer here is letter C. The exhaust valve opens as the connecting rod moves the piston back up, pushing out the exploded gases. What assembly is pictured? A. exhaust, B. compressor, C. carburetor, or D. radiator? The answer here is letter C. A carburetor is an assembly used in an engine, mostly used in older cars and machines, that mixes fuel and air to an appropriate amount in order for the engine to run properly. What is used as an emission control device? A. filter, B. brake, C. steering, or D. wheel? The answer here is filter. The emissions control system uses filters to keep pollutants from traveling out of a vehicle with the exhaust, or at least reduce them. What vital component do disc brakes contain? A. ventilation, B. calipers, C. drums, or D. converters? The answer here is letter B. Brake calipers squeeze brake pads against the surface of the brake rotor to slow or stop a vehicle. Which of the following terms refers to the maximum RPM value the engine can reach without exploding? A. danger zone, B. red line, C. thermostat, or D. fire level? The answer here is letter B. Gears shift within an engine in order to keep a vehicle's RPM value from reaching dangerous levels. In a manual engine, what is located in between the engine and the transmission? A. clutch, B. drive shaft, C. U-joint, or D. differential? The answer here is letter A. A manual engine has a clutch located in between the engine and the transmission. What does an automatic transmission affect when it applies a different gear ratio to the input shaft? A. ignition, B. combustion, C. RPM value, or D. air injection? The answer here is letter C. The value of a vehicle's revolutions per minute, or RPM, changes when a vehicle changes gears. What component in a vehicle allows the drive wheels to rotate at different speeds? A. Differential. B. Axial bearing. C. Torque converter. Or D. Transmission. The answer here is letter A. When a vehicle turns, a wheel that's traveling around the outside of the curve has to roll farther and faster than one on the inside of the curve. The differential transmits power to the wheels while allowing them to rotate at different speeds. What component of a vehicle is pictured? A. Exhaust. B. Differential. C. Crankcase. Or D. Clutch. The answer here is letter B. The differential has three jobs: to aim the engine power at the wheels, to reduce the gear, slowing the rotational speed of the transmission one last time before it hits the wheels, and to transmit the power to the wheels while allowing them to rotate at different speeds. What is the standard battery voltage for an average vehicle? A. 6, B. 8, C. 12, D. 14. The answer is letter C. The standard battery voltage in a vehicle is 12 volts. What electromechanical device converts mechanical energy to electrical energy in a vehicle? A. Distributor. B. Alternator. C. Coil. Or D. Condenser. The answer here is letter B. The electromechanical device that converts mechanical energy to electrical energy in the form of alternating current is called an alternator. Which of the following parts is in an electronic ignition system? A. Condenser. B. Starter. C. Coil. Or D. Distributor. The answer here is letter B. Modern electronic ignition vehicles still use a starter. What component routes high voltage in a vehicle from the ignition coil to the spark plugs in the correct firing order? A. Distributor. B. Rotor. C. Cylinder. Or D. Capacitor. The answer here is letter A. A distributor routes high voltage in a vehicle from the ignition coil in an internal combustion engine to the spark plugs in the correct firing order. What is the primary purpose of an intake manifold? A. To burn fuel. B. To distribute the air or fuel mixture. C. To ignite the spark plugs. Or D. To circulate coolant. The answer here is letter B. The primary purpose of an intake manifold is to evenly distribute the air and fuel mixture to the cylinders in an internal combustion engine. Identify this automotive part. A. Catalytic converter. B. Crankshaft. C. Starter. Or D. Water pump. So the answer here is starter. Letter C. A starter is an electric motor powered by a battery that starts the engine when you turn the key. What converts hydraulic pressure and flow into angular displacement and torque? A. Pneumatic motor. B. Hydraulic motor. C. Electric motor. Or D. Gas motor. The answer here is letter B. A hydraulic motor converts pressure and flow into angular displacement and What measures how much force is acting on an object and causing it to rotate? A. Force, B. Torque, C. Velocity, or D. Inertia? The answer here is letter A. Oh, sorry, hold on. It should be letter B, torque. There is consistent rotation in an automobile during ignition, and accurately measuring torque allows all the parts to run safely and smoothly. Which term refers to the computer that controls virtually every system in most modern vehicles? A. Electrical system enhancer, B. Emission control unit, C. Engine control unit, or D. Electronic sensor enhancer? The answer here is letter C. The engine control unit is the most powerful computer in modern vehicles, using a variety of sensors to monitor and control the functions of a running vehicle. Why would you never add cold water to a hot engine? A. It could cool the engine too quickly. B. It could cause rust. C. It could crack the engine block. Or D. It could damage the water hoses. The answer here is letter C. Adding cold water to a vehicle when it has been running can crack the block of the engine. There is no reason to remove the cap until the temperature drops to safer levels. What is the standard proportion for the water and coolant mixture in a radiator? A. 15/85, B. 25/75, C. 50/50, or D. 80/20? The answer here is letter C. The standard proportion for a coolant and water mixture is 50/50. What hoses under the hood of a vehicle should you be extremely cautious of when replacing? A. Radiator, B. Air conditioning, C. Water pump, or D. Fuel pump? The answer here is letter B. While you should always be cautious when working on a vehicle, you should leave replacing air conditioning hoses to the experts. Air conditioning hoses contain refrigerant under pressure, and mishandling them could harm you.